Hey guys, it's Rich with your Monday Spot on the Pagan Perspective, and this week we're talking about dedications. This week's topic comes from, I'm going to, instead of butchering the username, I'm going to go ahead and either put it right here if I can, or I'll put it in the bottom bar below so you guys can go ahead and see that. And if I'm looking over here, it's because I'm doing this at work and I want to make sure that I'm not missing customers or anything like that. So anyway, they write, did any of you do dedication rituals, and what are your experiences and thoughts on them? So whenever I first started out, I did a dedication ritual. This is well, let me go first into my experience, is that it was really a starting point of starting to study and starting to put myself on the path of practice is probably the most accurate way of describing it. It's a way of saying, okay, I'm going to dedicate myself to studying this. Whether or not I stay with it, at least I'm dedicating myself to a study of it. I'm dedicating myself to doing this and following through to see if it is something that I would eventually continue to do. So my experience on that was, it was really a starting point. It was really the point of beginning the journey into what would be now my practice. My thoughts on them, I think they're wonderful. I think that anytime that you are starting something new, even dedicating yourself to the act of study within that part of a practice. So whether you are starting off as in Wicca, as a solitary Wiccan, if you're starting in Druidry, if you're starting in Santeria, whatever you're starting in, if you are dedicating yourself to the act of study and the act of getting to the point of knowing whether or not this is something that you're going to follow through on, getting to that point and studying and even taking that step of dedicating yourself to study is an important step. Now, the actual dedication ritual saying, okay, I have studied and this is me dedicating myself to actually practicing this, is something different. It is, and I've done dedication rituals. The dedication ritual for me was more towards dedicating myself to the practice rather than just to the study. I've been studying witchcraft even back whenever I was a Christian, a Bible-thumping Christian at that. I did study witchcraft as an outsider looking in. So I did study, and I dedicated myself to learning and studying. But my dedication was a dedication to practice. And I want to differentiate those because there's very big differences between the two. There's the act of studying and the act of practicing. So those to me are two totally separate things. And my dedication to study was more of a, I'm curious about this. I want to know why people believe this, and I want to know exactly what they believe. So that was a very low-key type of dedication. My dedication to my practice was more of a full-blown ritual. So it was really me doing a full-blown ritual and dedicating myself to a practice of, I'm going to not only study, but I'm also going to do parts of this practice. I think dedication rituals are a great way for anybody starting out to suss out exactly where they're going to be and what they're going to be doing. So I think that pretty much covers everything that I wanted to talk about on dedication. Like I said, I did do a dedication ritual, and my experience was great. I took that first step, and it was really a step that I needed to take, just even physically or mentally, putting myself in that situation of, I'm going into something, I'm crossing into a type of practice. rather than, hey, I just kind of fell into this stuff and now I'm doing it type thing. It was very much a purposeful step that I took with decisions having been made and the thought process behind it being all completed. So that's probably the best way that I can describe it. And I think that's all that I have for today's video. Until next week, may you have love, hugs, and ladybugs. Bye-bye.